Today we will discuss one more important part that is called as IC or integrated circuit. We'll study working principle and testing of integrated circuit. So I'll just go to the slide. First slide, I will just try to show it to you. Right. So you can see here few ICs and some on the right hand side. So we have to understand what is it exactly and what does it do. So please remember, integrated circuits are very essential and very important part of any of the circuit. Electrical, electronics, you take it anything, it is very important part. It was a big revolution when the integrated circuit came into existence. Like transistors, we have already discussed before, that was also a big revolution. But here, the integrated circuit was a bigger than that revolution. That is, the whole circuit has been put into a small piece of chip, right? What chip? It is a wafer, we call it as a very thin wafer on which all the circuit, that is transistors and other components, it is placed and it has been made in that way. Okay. So please remember, it is an active component. Why we call it as active component? Why? Because when the current is given, when the material, when the supply is given to it, then only it will start working. Otherwise, it won't work. Secondly, it is made up of what material? Silicon, right? It is made up of silicon material, or rather we can say silicon wafer. It is made on a silicon wafer. Okay, right. It can be from 3 pins, and that means the number of pins to it, it can start from 3 pins and it can go up to many pins. That is, if it is a microcontroller somewhere, you will find pins of 200, 250 also, more than that also. Okay, so different packages of ICs is available. You can see 3-pin ICs are mainly, you can see not transistors, but it is called as regulator IC, power regulator, linear power regulator ICs, or regulator IC. Okay, so microcontrollers, memory IC, all these comes under the digital IC. We'll study about that. So that comes under digital IC. Okay, so this is about a IC. Little explanation I've given you about IC. It will have different number of pins. Notch. There will be a notch on the left hand side of the notch, that is anti-clockwise. You have to count the pins. Okay, now we'll go to the next one. That is called as IC package, right? Like in transistor, here also the different packages will be there. What is packages actually? The packages are shape, size, and the number of pins. Different shape, size, and number of pins. Like that will make into a package. So like in transistor, we have studied 3-pin, that is TO92 220 package. Here also, in IC also, you have the same. That is TO92 and 220 package. That is 3-pin. Input, output, and ground. Okay. So likewise, if it is more than 3, it can be 8-pin IC like 555 or operational amplifier, which will have 8 pins. Dual in line, it can be 14 pins, it can be 18 pins or more than that, right? So we have different packages and different sizes of IC decided according to their shape, size, and pins. Example, you can see on the slide, you have a pin grid array, right? The microprocessor and microcontroller, which will have a pin coming out. We got a pin grid array. Then you have SOJ, QFP, quad flat pins, small J lead pins. That is, if it is to be soldered on the same side of the board, right? SMD board, then we use SOJ or QFP packages. Nowadays, the latest are the BGA, right? That is called as ball grid array. You will not find the pins but the pins are on the bottom side of the IC, and which are a ball of lead which get fixed on the board itself. Okay, right. So this is about the packages. Now, types of function of ICs. This is very important. Again, I told you, you can see on the right hand side, there is a small silicon die chip. The package is the bigger size, that is will contain the pins and the plastic area. But the actual chip is a chip, that is silicon chip, which is there on the center. You can see it here. It is there in the center. Okay. So this is very important. I told you there is a notch here. The notch is there on left hand side. This pin, this one, we will take it as a we will take it as the pin number 1. This will be pin number 1. Okay, right. Now we'll come to types, or we will come to function of the ICs. So you have analog ICs, you have digital ICs, you have mixed signal ICs. These are the 3 basic ICs what we should understand. What is analog IC? Operational amplifier, voltage regulator, analog multiplexer, and demodulators and duplexers. These are not duplexer, the demodulators. So these are analog IC. So all power regulators are analog. Then you come to digital IC. You know about digital IC, binary zeros and ones. So logic gates, very, very important. Digital ICs are are the backbones of today's electronics and electrical backbones. So digital IC, zeros and one. Logic gates are the example, different type of logic gate, and or NAND you will study, or rather you know. Then you have flip-flop circuit, microcontrollers and microprocessor, and different type of shift register ICs will be present in the digital form. Then the third category is mixed signal IC. Mixed signal means combination of digital as well as analog, right? ADC, DAC. ADC is analog to digital converter. DAC IC is digital to analog conversion. Where do you do the conversions? Analog to digital and phase loop. The simple example, mixed signal IC is a timer IC, that is 555 IC. Okay, it's a mixed signal IC. Please remember that. Okay, we'll do some practicals related to this in the later part. Okay. Again,